Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective, and today will be no different. Today I'm going to give you the blueprint to my miracle morning routine. Now, probably want to know, what is a miracle morning routine? A miracle morning routine is how you create a blueprint for yourself on how you start anything, because the first step into any direction that you take will determine the destination that you're going to. And I also say this all the time: how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay? And what I find with a lot of people is the way that they start their day is the way that they end their day, and the way that the middle of the day goes too. And so what I want to give you is my blueprint to success in terms of my miracle morning routine. Now, here's what very important before we get started. Everybody's morning is different. Okay, so my blueprint won't necessarily be your blueprint, but this will at least give you a roadmap in terms of like the direction that you go into. Okay, and now I've shared this with hundreds of people, and a lot of people have asked me to sort of write this out. A lot of people tell me that I need to share this with people because I find that people don't have the habits that are necessary to create the discipline. See, this is what people don't understand about discipline. Discipline isn't just simply willpower. If it was a matter of willpower, then I think a lot of people will be encouraged enough to start any journey that is a worthy journey. A journey of love, a journey of health. Let's say your health is falling apart. Let's say you got a diagnosis. If it was just a matter of willpower, I don't think anybody's granted more willpower than the next person, okay? But what is different is the habits that people have. I think that quite often the habits that people have will often determine their ability to be disciplined, okay? And so if your morning looks like a miracle, okay, in terms of how you start your day, it will only feed into the middle of your day and the end of your day. And then those days will turn into weeks. Those weeks will turn into months. Those months will turn into years. And all of a sudden, you take one habit that you created, and that habit becomes then a sort of a personality, okay? It becomes part of your personality. And then it pretty soon becomes part of who you are. Now you don't even have to think about the routine anymore. Now you're just in the routine and doing it without even thinking about it. And so that's what I found with this routine for myself, is that initially it was work, because I was having to re-engineer all of the bad habits that I had before in terms of how I wake up. I would wake up and be on my phone for 30 to 40 minutes, okay? Wasting my miracle morning. I would wake up and, go straight into the bathroom rushing because I've been on my phone for 30 or 40 minutes, because now I got a meeting to go to. And so what I found was how I started the day trickled into everything. So now I'm rushing into the bathroom, okay? Now my heart rate is accelerating. Now I'm getting into the car late. Now I'm running into later traffic. Now I'm getting to that meeting late. Now I'm feeling bad because I got there late. Now I don't have the capacity to think about what I should have been thinking about when I got into the meeting. Now I leave that meeting, and now that's pushed the whole day forward. So now I'm late to the next thing. And so I think it's very important to understand how these things trickle down and trickle over into each other. And I think the beautiful thing about this is you're starting off the day investing in yourself, okay? You're starting off the day energizing yourself. And I'm going to talk a little bit in a second about how you go about doing that in the steps. But the first part of your day, you want to spend that pouring into yourself. They always say that you should only pour from a full cup. And what they mean by that is you have to be putting in yourself. You have to be investing in yourself. You have to be pouring life into you. You have to be speaking life into you. And quite often when you ask people, well, when do you do this throughout your day? People have no answer. And they're inconsistent in doing it because it's not a habit, it's not part of their routine. And so I've made this miracle morning part of my routine to start off my day by pouring a full cup before I even start my day. And my cup ends up being so full that it runs over, and everything that runs over, that's what I give out to the world. Okay, that's what I pour into these videos that I give you. Okay, that's what I do when I go to speaking engagements. That's what I do when I'm creating content. That's what I do when I do consultations with people. That's what I do when I put my hands on the work that I'm doing here on the farm. Okay, all that runneth over, that's for the day. Everything that is in the cup, that's for me. That's for you. Don't pour out of your cup. Make your cup so full that it runs over, and everything that spills over, the rest of life can have. And trust me, it is sufficient. Okay? You don't have to empty your cup to get to a point where you're living your purpose or, giving enough to people. Trust me, everything that runneth over is for everybody else. Everything that's in the cup is for you. Okay? The best example I can give you for that is this. If I were to have a candle, one candle, and I walked into a room with 1,000 candles, I can take my one candle and light 1,000 candles without my flame being reduced, without my flame going out. And here's the beautiful thing. Let's say my flame did go out, but I've already lit up 1,000 candles. Guess what? I get to go back and light my flame up again. Okay, so that's what I mean by when your cup is full, that is all you. All right, everything that runneth over is for everybody else. And that is the nature of the law of attraction. Even when you pour out into life, okay, you pour yourself and you feel empty. All of a sudden, you got to take time for yourself. Now you just start noticing life starts coming back to you. It's like this farm, this banana tree that you see here, okay? We put the pup in the ground, okay? We put some compost on the bottom of it, okay? And every season, it provides these bananas that you see here, okay? And we eat those bananas. We cut the plant down. It grows back up, ready to reproduce again, okay? That is life. That's the law of attraction. What you put in, you always get out even more, okay? Put in a little effort to get the bananas one time. Come here, grab these 1,000 fingers of bananas, eat them up, cut the tree down, it grows on its own again. That is life. Don't pour out of your cup. Give life what runneth over. Okay, so let's get into this miracle morning routine blueprint. All right, so my blueprint is this. All right, if you want to make a miracle morning, this is what you have to do, in my opinion. Okay, as you guys know, they call me Dr. Holistic online. And the reason why they call me that is because I believe that in my healing journey, it's all about taking this holistic approach to life, okay? Not just to my food, not just to healing, but to life in and of itself. In this life that I have as a spirit living in a human body, I have a mind, body, and soul, okay? Or mind, spirit, and body, okay? This body is just simply the vehicle for the spirit. This mind is essentially the remote control to that experience, okay? It's the hardware, it's the computer, all right? And so when I wake up in the morning, I'm making sure part of my miracle morning routine is to first pour into my mind, then into my spirit, then into my body. The body is last, and here's why the body is last, okay? The body has been in sleep and slumber while you've been asleep, okay? All right, unconscious. All right, so what you want to do is wake up the mind first. All right, once you wake up the mind, then you can activate the spirit or the soul. Okay, once the mind and the spirit are activated, now you activate the body. Okay, because now this is the important thing. Most people their mind and body are disconnected. So when I say do this body in the morning, the body's like, I'm not ready. You say, all right, I'm gonna wake up, do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of stretching to start. The body's like, I'm not ready. Okay, why? Because the two aren't online together. All right, while you've been asleep, okay, the body was literally in paralysis, sleep. All right, the mind has also been offline, except for the portion where you go into REM and you start to have dreams. Okay, so the mind is slightly activated. All right, so we want to start with the mind, okay, and then go to waking up the spirit. All right, and then we're gonna go to the body. All right, let me give you some examples of each. All right, I'll give you some examples. Again, this is just a roadmap. You make this how you want to make it for yourself. That's the important thing. All right, the information I give you to make specifically for you. All right, now this is how it works for me, and it's worked really well for other people. But if you need to change up a few things to adjust to your lifestyle, to adjust to where you're at in your health, to adjust to where you're at in your body and your mind and your spirit, then please do that. All right, so number one, you want to wake up the mind first. And how do we wake up the mind? All right, I wake up my mind with affirmations. Okay, I wake up my mind with affirmations. So when I wake up, the first thing I'm doing is affirming what I am, who I am, what I already have. All right, and when I say what I already have, the things that are in my possession and the things that are on the way. Okay, those are the only two things in life. All right, there are no things I do not have that I want. Okay, there are only things that I have in my possession and the things that are on their way. Those are the only things, and I have all of them. Okay, so I start my day off with affirmations. I am a farmer. I do create life. Okay, I create life within myself, and I partner and co-create with life and nature to create life in more abundance. I am a creator. I am kind. I am loving. I am compassionate. I give to those who are in need, and I share with those who share. Okay, I'm starting off my day by affirming my divinity. I'm starting off my day by affirming my connection with all the things around me, including nature, including you. One of my favorite words in the world is namaste. Namaste means I recognize the divinity within you that is also within me. Okay, one of my favorite words in the world, namaste. All right, I love the word is because it's not only me affirming me, but it's also me affirming you, but it's also affirming that we are one. There is no I, there is no individuality, there's only connection in the universe. Okay, there's no separation between me and God. Okay. All right, and you know what that does? It makes everything I want to do divine. Okay, so I start my day off by activating my mind with affirmations, affirming what I already know, affirming what I already have, affirming what I am, affirming my divinity. Why is that so important? Because we live in a world today that is literally built and programmed for us to think less of ourselves, to think we're not enough, to think that we're evil, to think that we're wicked. We're literally living in a world today that is programming us every time we pick up our phones to think that we're constantly sexualized, okay? To think that we'll never have enough, to think that the world doesn't have enough either, even though like these bananas were created hundreds, thousands of years ago and they're still growing. And despite the fact that we can see the infinite nature of nature, they're still trying to convince us that the world is falling apart and nothing is gonna be here soon, okay? So this is why you have to wake up and activate the mind with affirmations. I activate my mind by affirming who and what I am and the part that I am and a part of this universe and this whole collective consciousness. I affirm that because again, the world is programmed for us to do the opposite. Okay, so I start my day off that, activating my mind with that. You want to activate your mind with that because that's how you empower yourself. You want to start off empowering your mind so that that leaches out into the other areas that I'm going to talk about in a second. But you cannot go into the body without affirming your own divine creativity, your own divine nature, your own unlimited possibilities. Start there first, okay? activate this first. Activate turn the computer on first. All right, turn the computer on first, then you can actually do actions. Okay, so that's the first thing I do. I start my day off with affirmations, and a lot of times I do the affirmations in the mirror. Okay, sometimes I'll get in front of the camera and I'll record my affirmations so I can send it to my nephew, okay, or send it to people I love in my circle and tell them this is how I affirm myself today. And I want you to know I'm affirming you in the same way. So when I say I mean you, I mean us, I mean we. Okay? So I start off by activating this. So I get this online. I turn on my computer. Now I want to activate my spirit. Okay? Now that my mind, because you got to remember, even though we're spiritual beings having a human experience, it's important that you know and understand that the sole purpose is to have a human experience. Okay? We're supposed to have this spiritual experience inside of this body. Okay? And to be able to do that, a lot of that experience is going to come through our minds. A lot of the things that we're experiencing, most of them are happening here, not out here. Okay? There's far more going on here. We have 67,000, at minimum, 67,000 thoughts every day. 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day for those people who are overthinkers. Okay? Do we do 90,000 things a day? Of course not. So most of our experiences are happening here. All right? So because of that, now that we've activated this, put this online and let this whole consciousness know I am here as divine. I have affirmed myself. Now let's wake up the spirit. How do I do that? I wake up the spirit with meditation and prayer. I wake up the spirit by meditation and prayer. And I tell people all the time, meditation is you listening to the divine consciousness or God to receive downloads. Prayer is you speaking to your divine self. Okay? Prayer is you speaking to God. Okay, so I want to listen first. I do way more listening, which is, let me tell you something. The greatest sort of marker of somebody who's very intelligent is that they do far more listening than talking. Okay? So I do far more meditation than I do prayer. Because if I listen, God will tell me the instructions. I'll receive those instructions through download. I mean, simply being in nature. This is why I love being on the farm. Simply being in nature, I'm getting downloads from soursop trees. I'm getting downloads from, the earth itself, me walking barefooted. Okay, I'm getting downloads from the wind going through my body. Okay, I'm getting downloads from the sun coming and hitting my skin. Okay, so I do walking meditations, I do sitting meditations, I do silent meditations, I do all type of meditations. But I start my day by activating my spirit by meditating first and then doing prayer. Okay? Meditating first, then doing prayer. Okay? Now, a lot of people do it backwards. Okay? And I say backwards, I don't mean it's wrong. A lot of people activate their spirit first and then their mind. Okay? But my thinking is that if your mind isn't right, how can you meditate? We've all tried to meditate, sit down in a room, and then that monkey brain start activating. That monkey brain starts to activate because of ego. That monkey brain starts to activate because that's what you've been programmed to do. Well, if we shift the programming and start affirming ourselves first, our mind will be in the right mindset. So that's why I do the mind first, and then I wake up the spirit with meditation and then prayer. Now, most of my prayers are simply me asking my divine self and God and all creation to make me an active part of expanding and widening and increasing the frequency and the beauty of my own individual conscious and my contributions to the collective conscious. Okay? I don't ask for things. I don't ask for, hey God, when you bring me the person I love. Okay? I don't burden my divine self or God with, Hey God, will you get this person to stop being negative to me? Hey God, will you do? The reason why I don't do that is because God made us all divine creators. And in doing so, enriched us with the ability to change and manifest anything we want in life. So I will not burden God with, you know, prayers like, why did this happen? Or, will you do this for me? Shout out to the rooster in the background, or can you send this to me? Or can you make this person love me? I won't burden my divine self or God with that, because it's within my right and within my inheritance to create that for myself. Okay? So when I speak, I'm speaking to connect myself with all of divinity. I'm speaking to be aligned to my purpose. Those are the things that matter to me in prayer. Everything else I want to receive through a download, so I do that through meditation. Okay? Again, this is just my blueprint. You could do it however works for you. And I could see somebody who's very religious would say that, okay, I want to do prayers this way, and I want to do meditation this way. Or I don't want to do meditation. Totally up to you. Okay? But now that I've did the meditation, now that I did my prayers, and sometimes I do meditation, sometimes it's for 5 minutes. There's been times where I started meditation and I thought it was for 5 or 10 minutes, and it was for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay? That's when you know you're really in it. You're in it. Okay? You're out of body in a sense. Because what happens is time collapses on itself. When you think something's been 15, 20 minutes and it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes, that means time has did this, collapsed on itself. Okay? You've truly gone to possibly even another dimension in that time. And in that space and time where time collapses, that's when you're going to receive those downloads. So that's why I say my meditations could be 5 minutes sometimes. Sometimes they can be 1 hour and 15. I heard this great saying. It says, do at least 20 minutes of meditation. And if you don't have 20 minutes to do meditation, then you probably need about 30. Okay? All right, so just keep that in mind. So wake up the spirit with meditation and prayer. All right? Now we got to wake up the body. Okay? Now, a lot of people think you wake up the body just with exercise. A lot of people think you wake up the body just with food. But there's a lot of ways that you can wake up the body. Okay? Sometimes I do what is mindful meditation over my body. That don't mean that maybe I'll sit in the mirror and I'll just focus my attention on my hands. Okay? And then I'll focus my attention on my forearms. And then I'll focus my attention on my upper arm. And then I'll focus my attention on my torso. And then I'll focus my attention over my entire head, and then my feet, and then my toes. Just going through my body, letting my body know that I recognize you. Okay? Getting in contact with my body. Getting my mind to connect with my body. Like I was telling you guys before, a lot of people, their mind and body are disconnected. This is why people have anxiety attacks, because their mind and bodies get separated. And most of the time people have an anxiety attack, they're having an anxiety attack as a result of there are thoughts that are programmed in our body that we have these experiences. So maybe somebody cut you off and you almost crashed. Okay? Now you have that thought, it was in the mind, but it went to the body because your heart rate increased, you got shook a little bit. Okay? Then you got upset, and that was just a moment in the mind. But the body has memory. Okay? So if your mind and body get disconnected, sometimes it'll think, I don't know what's going on because the mind isn't telling me what to do. So guess what? I remember when I felt lost, when we were disconnected, because that's what happens when you go through an experience where it's slightly traumatic, you get disconnected and shocked out of the two. No mind and body connection. You're totally in your body. And if your body chooses to select that memory where you almost had that car crash, you'll all of a sudden go into that panic attack. You won't know why. Mind and body are disconnected. Okay, so I get reconnected by doing mindful meditation over my body. doing exercises. So I'll start the day off with, I love starting the day off with a few calisthenics, okay? Yoga, especially, because yoga not only intunes the body, but also the breath with the body as well too. So that's a beautiful thing. And then in terms of food, I start my day off with fruits, okay? As you know, here on Sankofa Tropical Farms, we grow an abundance of tropical fruit, okay? Tropical fruit are by far the most nutritious, delicious, and original forms of fruit versus what you get inside of a grocery store, okay? Most of what you're getting inside of the grocery store is not only conventionally grown, which means it has pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides, but also it's been hybridized, the seeds have been removed, it's GMO, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I start my day off with fruits because one, the beautiful thing about fruits is they're the most easily digestible foods on the planet, okay? Easy to digest. It takes about 10 minutes to digest fruit, all right? All right, so that's why I start my day off with fruit in terms of what I eat. But before I eat any fruit, I start my day off with washing my body with either water, herbal teas, or coconut water, okay? Water, herbal teas, or coconut water, all right? So here on the farm, we have coconuts, all right? So we chop that open, drink some coconut water, all right? Coconut water is a perfect drink as well too because it has electrolytes and minerals in it, healthy fats and healthy sugars. Okay, so you're getting like, it's almost like getting mother's milk. All right, so I do coconut water in the morning, I do water or herbal teas. All right, right now I'm doing my herbal detox. Check it out online, all right? Other type of fruits that I eat, okay? The fruits that I eat after I wash my body. You gotta wake your body up with liquid, okay? You gotta wake your body up. Just think about it. One of the most electric things in the world is water, okay? You throw a toaster oven in the water, boom. And if you're in that water, better get ready to do some break dancing, okay? Because water is a conductor of electricity. So you want to electrify your body with coconut water or herbal teas because herbal teas are going to have a lot of vitamins, minerals, etc., medicinal properties in them as well. So I first start my day off with waking my body up with electric water, okay? Electric hydration. Then I go into the fruits. All right, so one of my favorite fruit, as you guys know in the world, is soursop. Okay, so soursop, by none, one of my favorite fruits in the world. We grow it here on Sankofa Tropical Farm. You can check us out at iHeartFruitBox.com. All right, so we got soursop. Okay, make coconut. This is a coconut. You can make coconut milk out of this. Okay, has a little water in it. But this is mostly meat. So I take that meat, I can make coconut milk out of it. Okay, so we got coconut milk, we got coconut water, also melon, okay? Melon, this is honeydew melon, one of my favorite melons after watermelon, okay? The melons are the most easy to digest of all the fruits. So fruits are the most easy to digest of all foods. Melons are the most easy to digest of fruits, okay? So I start my day off with melons, okay? And as you guys know, 70% of my diet is fruit, okay? Also have egg fruit, okay, in season now. All right, this is not in season, but we got some late growth on the trees, but this is sugar apple, okay? Sapodilla, star fruit. You can see why they call it star fruit, all right? Healthy fats, okay? Yes, avocado is a fruit, okay? Oro negro, all right? And then if I'm feeling really frisky, noni, okay? So I start my day off by electrifying my body with either water, herbal teas, or coconut water. And then after that, I go into fruit. Now I intermittent fast, so it's usually a little bit later in the day that I start eating the fruits. I start my day off by electrifying my body with the liquids that I mentioned before, okay? So I hope this video has been helpful, giving you some guidance on how you can start a miracle morning routine for yourself giving you a blueprint or a roadmap that you can create for yourself. Remember, how you do anything is how you do everything, especially how you start your day. How you start your day is how you finish your day. All right? This literally pulls energy from the universe, fills your cup up to a level where it runneth over. And everything that runneth over, you can give out. Okay? And so start your morning like this every day. This is one of the major keys to success. Most people, they start their day how their day is given to them. Start your day with a routine, with a habit that is an absolute miracle in terms of like what type of energy it could put out in your day. Okay? So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you love this video, please share this video with somebody you care about, you love, your co-workers, your family, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your babe, your mom, your dad. Share this video. We're trying to get good energy out in the universe. So much of the media today is so negative. So much of social media is so negative. I want to put great energy out in the universe, and the way you can help us all do that together collectively in a ground root effort is by sharing this video, hitting that subscribe button, so we can create other people in a huge community of good energy, good love, good healthy habits, you know? And I think that will help to change the energy of the world in and of itself. So until the next time, peace and blessing and Godspeed.